It is 3:47 in the morning. You're awake, not because of the alarm, because your hand is already on the phone. Banking app, loading wheel spins, you hold your breath. The number is exactly what it was at 11:42 p.m. and at 9:15 p.m. And during your lunch break yesterday, you haven't moved a dollar. You just needed to make sure the dollars hadn't moved either. Somewhere out there, someone your age hasn't opened their banking app in 3 weeks. They sleep through the night like it's a civil right. The only thing separating those two lives, a specific number in an account. And today we're walking that number from zero all the way past $3 million. Level 1, $0 or negative. You're 24 and you're standing in a discount store under fluorescent lights that make everyone look slightly dead. You're doing math out loud, calculating price per ounce of ibuprofen because 40 cents matters when you've already walked past the ramen 3 times. This is where 10% of American households sit permanently. Bankrate reports 59% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency with cash. The Federal Reserve is blunter. 37% cannot cover $400. 13% cannot cover it by any means. No savings, no credit, no family.
Scientists at Princeton found something brutal. The cognitive load of financial scarcity costs you roughly 13 IQ points while you're in it. The system doesn't just make you poor, it makes you worse at the very decisions required to get out of being poor. You're making the biggest decisions of your life with the smallest amount of brain power available. And here's the kicker. 62% of personal bankruptcies have a medical component. 78% of those people had insurance. At $0, you're not just broke. You're one unlucky Tuesday away from total catastrophe.
Level 2, $1,000. You're 25 and you just hit a comma in your account for the first time in your adult life. You take a screenshot, you might even send it to your mom. Dave Ramsey calls this baby step 1. You tape it to the fridge. But here's what most people miss. You will learn very fast what $1,000 is actually not. It's not 1 month of rent in any major city. It's not a new transmission. It's not an ER copay plus the 2 follow-up visits. 2 weeks after you tape that screenshot to the fridge, the water heater dies. $1,100, you're back to zero. And the screenshot on the fridge now looks sarcastic. But here's what changed. You only checked your bank app once this entire week. Not 3 times, not every night. The muscle is finally loosening, the panic is quieter. Now level 3, $10,000. You're 28. After 4 years of paying down debt and eating the same $7 lunch you packed the night before, you hit 10 grand. For the first time in your adult life, you have a genuine functional emergency fund. Here's what that feels like physically in your body. Your mechanic calls on a Thursday. The transmission is shot. The repair is $3,200. In every previous year of your life, that call would have triggered a pit in your stomach. Sweat, mental spiral. This time you just say, okay, go ahead and fix it. I'll pick it up Saturday. And then you go back to your actual life. You do not check your bank app at 3 in the morning anymore, or at 11 at night, or even daily. That is what $10,000 buys you. It doesn't buy you freedom yet, but it buys you sleep. Level 4, $35,000. You're 32. You buy your first couch that didn't come from Facebook Marketplace, and then you feel guilty, actually guilty, like you should return it. That guilt is the reason you have $35,000 instead of $3,500. Your boss calls you into a conference room and your palms are not sweating. 8 months of runway means you can walk out. But here's the trap. Social media is calibrated for the top 5% who have millions. You think you're behind when you're statistically ahead? Instagram envy is the only thing that can dismantle what you've built. Keep the couch guilt. You need it for what comes next. Level 5, the Munger threshold. Charlie Munger called the first $100,000 a nightmare. He said you have to get your hands on it, even if it means walking everywhere and eating only coupons. You're 36 and your account hit 6 figures. You told nobody. Here's why this level changes everything mechanically. If you contribute $12,000 a year at 7%, it takes nearly 7 years to hit the first 100 grand. During those years, your own contributions did 81% of the heavy lifting. Your market returns only did 19% of the work. You were the engine. But everything flips around a balance of $171,000. That is the moment your annual returns start beating your annual contributions for the first time. Your money begins working harder than you do, and that momentum never stops, it only accelerates. Level 6, $250,000. You're 41. If you stop contributing today and never added another dollar, your account still wins the game. At 7% real return, that balance grows to roughly $1.3 million by age 65. You don't have to do anything, you just have to not touch it. That's called Coast Fire. It means the rest of your paycheck no longer has to go toward retirement. You can use it to live, to travel, to work fewer hours, to take the risk you've been sitting on for a decade. But here's the part nobody tells you. I want you to meet a real couple. Combined income of $286,000, investment accounts of $168,000, and $65,000 in credit card debt, $97,000 HELOC, Total liquid savings, $2,000. Ramit Sethi looked at them and said if they lost their jobs, they could survive for maybe 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days on a salary of nearly $300,000. That is not financial security. It's a performance of security. Level 7, $500,000. You're 46, top 25% of US households. Something shifts in your body at this level. A 3% down day costs you $15,000 on paper, which used to be a year of savings, but a 3% up day makes you $15,000 while you're simply living your life. Your money now has a better career than most people. In a strong year, your portfolio produces 6 figures in gains, more than the median American household makes at a job. Your money is doing it while you sleep. But stay with me. This is where the hedonic treadmill is fastest. One couple with a $2.18 million net worth described themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. Despite $450,000 in income, they felt squeezed because wealth is relative. Your peer group updates every time your balance updates, and that is the most dangerous trap of all. Level 8, $1 million. You're 52. You walk into your kitchen and make coffee. Nothing feels different. The word millionaire carries every cultural image: yachts, linen suits, Monte Carlo. The reality is you're in a Target fleece looking at a digital portfolio statement. Here's the deflating math. The standard 4% withdrawal rate only produces $40,000 a year. That's below the median household income. Your million buys a house and a Costco membership. But I want to tell you about Ronald Read. Ronald was a gas station attendant and a janitor. He drove a 2007 Toyota Yaris. He held his coat together with a safety pin and ate a simple English muffin every morning. When he died at 92, they opened his safe deposit box to find $8 million. $8 million. People felt sorry for him. Read that again. People felt sorry for the man with $8 million. Level 9, $3 million plus. You're 55. Top 7% of US households. The 4% rule gives you $120,000 a year, a senior engineer salary paid to you by your money, inflation adjusted forever. This is real generational wealth. This is where the FIRE movement officially takes over your life and your spreadsheets. But here is the part I want you to hear clearly because it's the entire point of this journey. At every single tier, from the discount store to $3 million, the financial stress reported is almost identical. The subject of the worry changed, but the cortisol in the nervous system did not. At $0, you asked if you could make rent. At $3 million, you asked if it's enough for San Francisco. It's the same nervous system wearing different clothes. Joseph Heller, the author of Catch-22, once spoke to a hedge fund manager at a party. The manager had earned more in one day than Heller had made in his entire career. Heller simply shrugged and said, "I have something he will never have." He paused. "I have enough." That is the number almost nobody calculates, and it is the only one that truly matters. Your enough is probably smaller than the internet told you, and closer than you think. It looks like a paid-off house, a boring index fund, and a Tuesday where nobody needs you. So here's exactly what I want you to do. 3 things. 1, the math is undeniable. $500 a month at 10% for 30 years is over $1.1 million. You don't need to be rich to retire rich, you need to be consistent. 2, every tier on this ladder was built by one thing: saying no. No to the upgraded car, no to the restaurant when the fridge is full, no to the version of yourself that other people seem to be living. 3, and this is the one that should sit in your chest. Every single day you delay this decision, you are stealing from your 70-year-old self. Don't do that to them. They've been counting on you since you were 24 in that discount store doing math on ibuprofen. Your enough is waiting. Go find it. Which of these money levels hit closest to home for you right now? Drop your number in the comments. I want to know where you are on this ladder. And if this made you uncomfortable, good. Like this video, subscribe, and send it to someone who needs to hear it. I'm Thomas. Stay uncomfortable.